Welcome, everyone, to Sabbath Saturday. I am Dr. Cheryl Tabadell, and I'm going to give you the prescribed word for our Sabbath. Just grateful that you were able to tune in to listen to what it is, not only I have to say, but I like to say what the Spirit has given me to say on today, trusting that everyone had a grand rising and that everybody's just resting in this day or going through your day, just really relaxing and having yourself a good time in rest and relaxation. And with me saying that, today I'm going to talk about two words: never stop. Never stop. Uh, I had the opportunity to go to Cancun last week, and I said I was going for rest and relaxation. And I got there, and during the course of my being there, I heard the word say in my ear, it just came to me, it said, never stop. And I said, never stop. And I know how God usually uses me. And so what I did was I went and I began to write, never stop. And I began to think about it, and I was like, and hopefully, I'm not going to be long and drawn out today, because the word is right and it's simple. And if we would just listen with the intent to apply it to our lives, then it becomes so easy for God to manifest it in our lives. But as I was saying, I was sitting there and I was writing. I was like, never stop. And the first thing, if you ever grew up in church and you was around all that was going on in the church, that everything, when you say never stop, I always thought about, okay, it's got to be never stop doing what's right, never stop doing what's good, never stop doing what God would have you to do. And I thought about it and I was like, never stop. But then God began to open that thing up some more for me. And never stop what? I have learned and I have seen that even in this pandemic, that there are people that were not doing anything prior to the pandemic, but now businesses, they're starting businesses, and they're just expanding. They're doing different things. And then on the flip side of it, let me just say, that's great. Don't stop. Don't stop pursuing what you're doing. Continue, grow in it, go in it. Never stop. And then when I got back, I went and I had my car washed. And I was speaking with a person that was out there, and we were talking about my trip. And all of a sudden, he said, I'll be so glad when things get back to the way it was. And I smiled, and I didn't say anything to him. I smiled, and I began to think to myself, things are not going to ever go back to the way it was. Life as you know it, living as you know it, it's not going to be the same. Neither was it designed to be the same. And I was thinking as he was talking, and in his eyes, I could see, and he was so sincere, but I could see the longing in his eyes. I could see the uncertainty in his eyes. I could see fear in his eyes. And finally, I saw a lostness. He was lost. I saw somebody that was just lost, waiting for something that's not going to ever be the same. It's not going to return. And when I said that and I thought about it and I looked at him, I said that all of us, we're moving. And I heard the word say never stop. But I do understand that there are some that have the Egypt mentality because of what you remember what it used to be like. You want to go back to living like you used to live. Don't. You're not going to. Neither should you want to. It's not designed for us to go back. What came is not, it came to bring about a change. But what God was saying was, never stop moving. He said, keep going. Never stop moving. You have to go forward. And I just want to say this, everybody, you're going forward every day if there's nothing but in your mind. You can move. Your mind will move every day, but it's because your mind moves. It doesn't say that your body moves with your mind. Your mind has the capacity and the ability to take you into places where your body sometimes will never, ever reach. So have you really moved? Nah, I don't think so. So what we need to do is just to clear our minds. Clear your minds from your thoughts. Clear your mind from your thoughts. I want to tell you today that faith is real. It really and truly is. It's real. And the promised land awaits. Uh-oh. He bought us out to bring us in. And so you'll never know what he's bringing you into if you don't continue to move. If you just stay and just wait and wish and hope for the return, you'll never get to what he has awaiting for you that he already had promised for you. So, in my saying that, never stop. I thought about the word dealing in the book of Numbers, around about the 22nd chapter, whenever it was dealing with Balaam and how Balaam was on the ass. And this is for this, what I'm about to say is for people that judge other people and what they're doing. And it seems like those people, now you have said that what they were doing is wrong, but who are you to say if what they're doing is wrong? I know that you can do a right thing in a wrong way, and then you can do a wrong thing in a right way. But who judges? That's why I say to people, I really don't care what you're doing. I'm saying never stop, because you possess something on the inside of you that if you just keep moving, if it's not designed that it brings you life and it will cause you to continue on your path for forward movement, you have something on the inside that's a buffer. It's a buffer between you and the possibility of what you're going to go into that's not good for you. Just like Balaam, I have to go back to Balaam. Remember Balaam, he rode on the ass, but the ass could see the angel of the Lord holding the sword. But Balaam could not see that. So what Balaam did, when the ass saw it, the ass drew back, it stood still. And Balaam could not understand. That's the same thing. Christ is on the inside of us, and he sees everything that you're about to go into. He sees what he's already prepared for us to go into. And yet, if you won't stop, if you just don't stop, he will be the buffer between you and what's coming to try to destroy you from moving forward. So I say to you on today, seriously. Now, we find out that Balaam, he struck the ass 3 separate times. And all of a sudden, God allowed the ass mouth to open up and to speak. Yeah, you're right. The ass did prophesy. There's a lot of things, people look at some people and they judge them with the life that they're living, not thinking that God is not in them and cannot use them. It behooves us to just allow people to be who they are. And for you doing what you're doing, right, wrong, or indifferent, never stop. Because you have something on the inside of you that's designed to be the buffer between you and what's trying to take you out. The promise awaits for everybody that have started their businesses, for whatever it is that you're doing. It does not matter. Feel good, look good, taste good. Hey, I heard that all things were working together for the good. And there's so many people that really don't even understand people. We don't even know. You don't know whether a person loved the Lord or not. And you don't understand that if what they're doing it because that's what they know to do. That's what they want to do. But you never stop to consider that the love of God resides in that person. And God has placed himself in them to be a buffer. Sometimes you can learn a whole lot from what it is you see that you say that's not right. Take the time on today. Go through your Sabbath on today. Release yourself from your mind. As I said earlier, faith is real. For we walk by, not by. Stop speaking about what you see and realize the substance is in what's not seen. Never stop. The only way you're going to know that if what you're doing is not for you to do is for you to continue to do it until the buffer comes to cause you to stop. It's not always death, y'all. It's not always death. It's life, but it produces death because the life is Christ and he will cause you to be able to turn. So today, never stop. Never stop going forward. Never stop moving. Never stop doing. I pray today that your businesses flourish. I pray today that whatever it is that you're doing that you haven't done before, I pray that that new beginning, it just takes you off and it takes you into another realm. And not only that, let me say this. We're not doing what we're doing just for the sake of doing. Some people are doing it and they think that they're doing it for themselves. But I want you to be careful, cautious, and conscious of what you're doing and who it's drawing. You're not doing what you're doing just for you. Don't stop because others are depending on you. Others are waiting for you. Others are waiting for what you have on the inside and what you're producing. Others are waiting. Don't let anybody kill your dream. You got dream killers. However, never stop. Somebody is waiting for what it is you're doing. And if what you're doing is not what you're going to be doing always, do it until the time comes. And the stop then comes in that time to prevent you from losing everything. Today, I'd like to say, I pray that your Sabbath has been a peaceful, restful Sabbath. And in the closing, I'd like to just tell you, as the words say, think on these things. Think on these things. Also, take yourself into consideration in what you're doing and look and say, I will never stop. And if I do have to stop, I'll come to it not in my end, but in the new beginning that Christ has made for me. Blessings to you on the day. I pray that your life is happy. I pray that you're healthy. And I pray that you'll forever keep going. Forward movement in Christ on the day. Happy Sabbath. How many minutes?